Hey guys, what's up? Rob Jones. Welcome back to the channel. Today's been a long time coming. A few months ago, I posted on all my social media, 1 like, and I'll do a 100-round burn down of a certain firearm. And unfortunately, it got like 5 likes. So yeah, we're not doing a 100-round burn down though, because, well, you'll understand. But we're going to be talking about the AK-1 or the Pocket AK by Heiser. The reason why we're not doing a 100-round burn down is because in preliminary testing, we determined that essentially this firearm here, it's to shoot. Oh, it is such a long trigger wall until it breaks off, like you can feel it. And it's just all there. Ooh, that is it's a long.
That. Like, all the way. That. Kudos to you for sharing this bit.
And I'd like to put it in more kind words, but it is definitely that. But in doing so, I kind of came up with my own theories about where this particular firearm would be a good self-defense weapon. I know. Don't turn off the channel just yet. Just wait for it. Bear with me. 7.62x39, we all know, is a crazy powerful intermediate cartridge. It is, quite frankly, one of the deadlier cartridges on the planet, and it bears out its use in the AK platform very, very well. How does that translate to this, though? Well, that's what we're going to try and find out today. A little bit of information about the packet, or the PAK-1. This is basically meant to be a pocket derringer, right? You have it, and you can fit it right in a little pocket right there, or maybe heck, even like a boot gun or something like that. But you know, it's a very small firearm. Honestly, it's very slim, and it fits the palm okay. So yes, while this is, I'm gonna say, it's got its own issues. As far as fit, feel, and finish outside of the trigger, it isn't terrible. Loading mechanism is simply by depressing forward on the slide on the side. You got a single shot chamber. So breech loaded, close it together, and then bang, you're shooting. Another thing I wanted to test today is to see if it's worth using this in self-defense versus, say, like your average EDC 9mm handgun. So as Zach, the owner of this firearm, so gently put it, is it worth carrying the glass cannon or the quantity piece? All right. Are you going to want, 12 plus 1 rounds of 9mm or 1 round of 7.62x39 in self-defense? Yes, I've got the Wiley X gloves on because sometimes I just don't trust this thing. But let's load it up. Let's check the accuracy on this. It has such a concussive blast, like that cleared my nose. Like I can breathe right now. Aiming center of target. Looks like we hit the center of target. Let's just double check it. Oh my God, we're gonna have to tap it forward. All right, let's break out the tools. This is truly a one-shot firearm. When you fire a round out of this, you're supposed to be able to pop that chamber open. What we have found is that you need a little ball peen hammer to just kind of tap up the mechanism a little bit to release it. Because like, I don't know if it just gets out of spec or it's wonky, but then the extractor doesn't want to push it out. So you're going to want to grab a punch to punch out the round. So if you're going to do multi-shots with this, you're going to need a ball peen hammer, a punch, and a lot of patience. And hopefully that guy's going to be okay with lying on the ground for a second, okay? All right, so we've stepped it back a little bit. We're at like, what is this, 20 yards? Not far, but far enough. I want to see with the short barrel here if it's going to destabilize the round, and we're going to start seeing some keyholing. So let's do this again. Ooh, I flinched. Let's load it up. The trigger pull on this is like 12 or 13 pounds. It is very heavy and it's very long and very mushy. All right, let's go look at that shot. Okay, so this was the first shot. I was aiming here. First shot, same point of aim, but second shot down over here. So let's step it back maybe 1 or 2 more times and see where we get into keyhole. In our machinations, what we have found. Here, do you have one of those casings? Yeah, it's right. Where is it? Okay, cool. You'll see it's neck down pretty nice and tight, and then it's just a smidgen larger. So I feel like this is expanding the case out and like hardening it. So that's a headspace issue. Maybe it's a little out of spec, but oh my God, it's just a smidgen. Like it's easier to see it when you got the round in it versus not. So yeah, that would be the reason why we're having trouble getting this thing open and then to actually knock it free. I'm gonna call this about as far as you go for a self-defense shooting. But let's see if we can hit target at about 30 yards. So. All right, we got it. I mean, it's not keyholing. That's the important part. But if my point of aim is here and it's already digging down in the dirt right there, there's just enough barrel to get this to fly, but not enough to stabilize it. All right, so now that we've tested the accuracy, at least we know it's not keyholing at 30 yards. Let's test the power. See if the point of this is to be that glass cannon or if it's just pointless. To test the power of the PAK, we're going to use common handgun ammunition. Now, we're going to start with 22 LR. We're going to test it on this this gallon of water here just to see the power that the PAK-1 can bring. 22 LR is debated about a defensive handgun ammo, but you know what? Because it's available and because it's fun, why not? Let's give it a try. All right, let's hope. Nope. This chamber? There it is. So, right, water's going to overpressurize and blow out the back. But entry hole, exit hole, not a big deal, not that much force. And next up, 9mm FMJs. I know it's not a defensive round, but it should perform worse than a defensive round, so I just want to test it and see what we got. Nice clean hole. Same spot, I mean overpressurized, blew it out on the back. 45 ACP out of a 1911. Probably one of the most common defensive rounds in the United States. There we go. Finally, we're getting a little splashback. Blew the whole lid off the top. Nice big hole, overpressurized, blew it, split the thing damn near in half. Man, all that bovine eliminating power from the 45 ACP. All right, next, we're going to be using a direct comparison 7.62 by 39 FMJ through a 16-inch barrel out of her bore. There she is. Well, I'd say that definitely made its mark. I mean, that completely overpressurized and blew that everywhere. That's fantastic. Next up, we're going to feature 300 Blackout through this Jackal. 300 Blackout simply because it is the near peer adversary, I'd say, to 7.62 by 39. Similar ballistics performance overall, but I'm not sold on 300 Blackout yet, but that's just because I'm 7.62 by 39 fanboy. Damn! Damn! Wow, I'd say that overpressurized more than 7.62 by 39. I mean, that completely blew it apart. I might have been sleeping on 300 Blackout, y'all. We've tested all these with FMJ so far. We haven't done any defensive rounds. We're going to get to that, but I want to see if the FMJ, out of this, I swear to God, like 1.5 inch long barrel, is able to deliver the same punch that we saw on the rifles and the carbines. I doubt it, but let's see. Getting showered. 3, 2, 1. compared to the handgun ammo, yeah, intermediate cartridges are wicked. Like that, holy crap, that tore through it. It's a nice entry, overpressurized, and just blows out the bag. Oh my god. So maybe there is something to this being a glass cannon. Should we try defensive rounds? We should try defensive rounds. All right, next up, we're going to use this Hornet A with the SFT tip. This is a hunting round. I've used this to great success against pigs down in Texas and in Tennessee. These are some wicked, wicked rounds. 3, 2, 1. So it didn't deliver as much force. I'd have to look at the slow-mo, but yeah, it didn't. It all concentrated and kind of came up here, and I'm wondering if that's a tip hit that water and didn't overpressurize it. But I don't know. Ballistically, that shouldn't make sense. That should open up a lot more and should give me more of a result than this. Next, it came open on the first try, and the casing isn't fucking gnarled, so maybe more expensive round, better casing. Next defensive round, lead tip. I know there are hollow points out there, steel casing. I'm not certain about trying a steel casing inside of this. I just don't trust it, and I'm already wearing protective gloves as is. For as much protection as these would offer me, I just don't trust the steel casing. I'm sorry for those who live in the steel casing world. I just don't believe in your voodoo. But this one's going to be a soft lead tip. This is going to be Cellar and Belay, I believe. Nope, PPU. So this is PPU, soft lead tip. 3, 2, 1. Almost nothing. Look at that. So the ballistic tips, maybe that's it. It's not generating enough speed to actually do anything. Whereas like the FMJs are gonna hit and immediately fucking tumble. These are still maintaining their shape instead of opening up because it's not getting enough velocity off of this barrel to actually flower out and do what they're supposed to do. So defensive ammo might be wasted on these. All right, lead poisoning in 3, 2. That's pretty good. Next up, Hornet A defense. All right, this stuff is very common for carry. So let's see if this gives more of the performance that you're expecting from a hollow point or a soft tip. I'm gonna say that the glass cannon argument might not work in this one, considering that that just happened. Oh my god! Good job, Hornet A. I'm gonna get dry. Glass cannon might not work on this just because your round selection is gonna be a lot to do with your defensive ammo and your defensive shootings. I mean, heck, you can even see some of the SST is on there a little bit. I don't know if you can see the hole, but there's a little bit. So it's starting to come off. It's starting to actually come out and flower out already, which is wicked. It's awesome. Good job, Hornet. All right. Just for the sake of argument, lead nose, a PPU through the 16-inch barrel. Let's see what this does. Yeah. 16 inches of performance on a barrel. That was definitely splash zone for us. Sure, it's got power. It's firing an intermediate cartridge. Sure, it's a gun, so it's an edge. But the fact that you have to basically pound this thing open with a ball peen hammer, you get light primer strikes, the trigger pull is 13 pounds, means that this is just not going to be what cuts it for self-defense. You're going to need something, a carry option that's going to work a lot better for you. What I would recommend is using this as an option of last resort, a secondary to your carry option. I would not trust my life on this thing. I'd have to be in a ground and pound situation where I don't have my other firearm with me or any other tools of self-defense. This would be the last resort. And sure, it'll do the job intended. It's still a firearm, but it's just not one that I put my trust or my life on the line with. It is definitely one of the firearms of all time. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of this thing, if there is any actual application for it, or if it's just basically a punch gun. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay free, and I'll catch you on the next one. This thing is throwing so much cancer in my face. Like, my nose is totally clear right now. It is that much concussive force coming out of the end of this thing.